All right, we're picking up where we left off from. We're on Exodus 29. This is a ceremony you must follow when you consecrate Aaron and his sons to serve me as priests. Take a young bull and 2 rams with no defects. Then use the choice wheat flour with no yeast. Make loaves of bread, thin cakes mixed with olive oil and wafers spread with oil. Place them all in a single basket in the presence of the entrance of the tabernacle, along with the young bull and the 2 rams. Present Aaron and his sons at the entrance of the tabernacle, and wash them with water. Dress Aaron in the priestly garments and the tunic and the robe worn with the ephod itself, and the chest piece. Then wrap the decorative slashes of the ephod around him. Place the turban on his head, and fasten the sacred medallion to the turban. Then anoint him by pouring anointed oil over his head. Next, present his sons and dress them with their tunics. Wrap the slashes around their waist of Aaron and his sons, and put the special head covering on them. Then the right to the priesthood will be theirs by law forever. In this way, you will ordain Aaron and his sons. Bring the young bull to the entrance of the tabernacle, where Aaron and his sons will lay their hands on their head. Then slaughter the bulls of the Lord in the Lord's presence at the entrance of the tabernacle. Put some of its blood on the horns of the altar with your fingers, and pour out the rest at the base of the altar. Take all the fat around the internal organs, and the long lobe of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat around them, and burn it all into the altar. Then take the rest of the bull, including its hide, meat, and dung, and burn it outside the camp as a sin offering. Next, Aaron and his sons must lay their hands on their head on one of the rams. Then slaughter the ram and splatter the blood against the sides of the altar, cutting the rams into pieces and washing off the internal organs and the legs. Set them aside, the head and the other pieces of the body. Then burn the entire animal on the altar. This is the burnt offering to the Lord. It is a pleasing aroma, a special gift in the presence of the Lord. Now take the other ram and have Aaron and his sons lay their hands on its head and then slaughter it. And apply some of the blood right on the earlobe, some of its blood on the right earlobe of Aaron and his sons. Also put on the thumbs of their right fingers and their big toes of their right feet. Splatter the rest of the blood against all the sides of the altar. Then take some of the blood on the altar and anoint it with oil, and sprinkle it on Aaron and his sons and their garments. In this way, then their garments will be set apart as holy. Since this is the ram for the ordination of Aaron and his sons, take the fat of the ram, including the fat of the broad of its tail, and the fat from around the internal organs, and along the lobe of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat around them, and along the right thigh. Then take one round loaf of bread, and thin cakes mixed with oil, and the wafers from the basket of the bread without yeast, and place in the presence of the Lord. Put all these in the hands of Aaron and his sons, and lift them up as a special offering to the Lord. Afterwards, take up the various breads from their hands and burn them in the altar along with the burnt offerings. It is a pleasing aroma to the Lord, a special gift for him. Then take the bread of Aaron's ordination of his rams and lift it up to the Lord's presence and a special offering to them. Then keep it for your own possession. Set aside a portion for ordination for the rams that belong to Aaron and his sons. This includes the breast and thigh that were lifted up before the Lord as a special offering. In the future, whenever the people of Israel lift up a peace offering, a portion of it must be set aside for Aaron and his descendants. This is the permanent right, and it is the sacred offering for the Israelite of the Lord. Aaron's sacred garments must be present for his descendants who succeed him, and will wear them when they are anointed and ordained. The descendants who succeed him as high priest will wear these clothes for 7 days as they minister in the tabernacle in the holy place. Take the ram used in the ordination in the ceremony and boil this meat in the sacred place. Then Aaron and his sons will eat this meat along with the bread in the baskets and the tabernacle entrance. They alone may eat the meat and the bread for their own purification in the ordination ceremony. No one else must eat this meat. It says, "For these things are set apart as holy. If any of the ordained meat or bread remain until the morning, it must be burned, or it must not be eaten." Hold on. It must be burned. It must not be eaten. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Where was I at? I apologize. This thing lost me. Take the bull's side of his head. Hold on. I got lost. So we're at, it must burn and not be eaten. Let me see. Why did I lose this place? Hold on, I'm about to find it. It must be burned and not eaten, for it is holy. This is how you will ordain Aaron and his sons from their offices, just as I have commanded you. The ordination celebration will go on for 7 days. Each day you must sacrifice a young bull as a sin offering to purify them, making them right with the Lord. Afterwards, clean the altar by purifying it, making it holy by anointing it with oil. Purify the altar and consecrate it every day of the 7 days. After that, the altar will be absolutely holy, and whatever touches it will become holy. These are the sacrifices you are to offer regularly on the altar each day. Offer 2 lambs that are a year old, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. With one of them offer 2 quarts of choice flour mixed with quarts of purifying oil and pressed olives into the offering quart of the wine. 1 quart of wine as a liquid offering. Offer 1 lamb in the evening, along with the same offering of flour and wine in the morning. This is a pleasing aroma and special gift to the Lord. These burnt offerings are to be made each day from generation to generation. Offer them to the Lord's presence in the tabernacle entrance. There I will meet with you and speak with you. I will meet the people of Israel there in the place made holy by my gracious presence. Yes, I will consecrate the tabernacle and the altar, and I will consecrate Aaron and his sons to serve me as priests. Then I will live amongst the people of Israel and be their God, and they will know that I am the Lord their God, and I am the one who brought them out of the land of Egypt, so that I could live amongst them. And I am the Lord their God. And we are going to stop there. That is Exodus 29:46.